What's good, y'all? My name is Dylan Green, and this is Real Notes, a space dedicated to blurring the cultural and artistic lines between rap and film. I'm here to chop it up with everyone from rappers and producers to journalists and video directors about their relationship to movies and how, if at all, film inspires their craft. My guest this week is Ohio-born rapper, businesswoman, boxer, and healthcare worker Chanelle Kazadi. We spoke about Love is Blind, Baking Impossible, horror movies, the nuance behind villains, Jeen-Yus, the Kanye Trilogy, being a first-generation immigrant, falling in love with the music of Mos Def and Common, starting her Harvest Hooligang clothing company, the trials of being an independent artist in 2022, and the creative process behind her latest project, Make It Work. Come fuck with us. It's cracking. Welcome back. Real Notes. It's March, or it will be. It's not March right now, but by the time you hear this, it'll be March. The best month of the year. But my name is Dylan CineMasai. I do a lot. And I'm talking with somebody today who also does a lot. And I just found out that she does a ton. She's got a rapper, a business person, someone who's working at a hospital right now, which is very crazy.
Yeah, man.
We got Nelly, we got Chanelle. I typed your last name out wrong. I'm so mad.
Name.
Nah.
Yeah,
see,
Chanelle Kazadi.
Kazadi. See, I knew it, but like I had it typed out. That's so embarrassing. I'm so sorry.
You're good. You're good. Hey, at least you tried to get it. I understand.
Nah. I'm gonna say it proper. Chanelle Kazadi, welcome to Real Notes. Thank you for taking the time out of your extremely busy schedule. I appreciate you.
No, thank you, for real. Thank you for having me.
Nah, absolutely. Like, yeah, I've been like especially over the last couple of days, but like today especially, I've been really running Make It Work back, and just like you've had something special going for a while, so I'm happy to get you on here and we can like really do this shit.
Thank you, man. For real. Real notes. You feel me?
You already know. So yeah, let me ask you the first question I ask everybody who comes on. What was the last movie or TV show that you watched that you had a strong opinion about?
I would say Love is Blind.
How was it? Because I haven't seen it yet.
Love is Blind is a show that someone referred to me, and I think I don't know, like as far as I'm seeing, season 2 is a joke. You know what I'm saying? It's a joke. I just personally wouldn't have someone pick me to marry if they were just crying over someone else. But that's TV for you. So, but that's the strongest opinion I have on it. So I don't know.
Yeah, no,
I think it takes longer than 2 weeks to fall in love with someone. So, but that's just me.
Hey, like that's like I love that genre of reality TV a lot. Just like really like forcing people into like crazy situations like that. That's always a good time. But I haven't been able to catch any of Love is Blind yet. I'm more of a cooking show person myself, honestly.
I can't do cooking shows because then I'm hungry all the time. Like they make some amazing food and then they just waste it. Like why? You know what I'm saying? I'm not the type to waste. That's just me.
And like
I like my food, bro. I
feel you.
Like, you feel me?
I literally just finished a slice of pizza before we hopped on just now. Like,
see, you love food.
Yeah, there's this crazy. Not to dwell too much, but there's this crazy show called it's called Baking Impossible. It's like they have like a team of it's like teams made up of a chef and a what's the word I'm looking for? Like an engineer, like, and they like make like machines and stuff that's edible. So like it'll be like a boat that could actually, it's like an edible boat that could float on water, or like a robot made of edible parts, or like
people are just mad bored.
Yeah.
You can't even say that ain't bored. That's bored. You just out here making food to float. Right. I don't know, man.
They made it an event. It was great. I loved it. But nah, I get it. It's
Seeing it is interesting. It's just like it's crazy how I guess art is in different forms, so I can't be too critical about it, you know.
right.
I just don't like wasted food. That's just me personally.
No, that's so valid. That's so valid.
Yeah, that's just me personally. I don't like wasted food, but you know, if you artistic with it, go ahead. But damn, that could have
Right.
been a burger or something.
Nah, I feel it. So for you, what's the first movie experience you remember having? Like it could be at the theater or like your cousin's house or like just like what's the first time you remember like watching a movie?
Uh, I don't even remember the first movie I saw, but I remember being a kid and my mom, she played Sleepy Hollow. And this is like when scary movies actually you thought were scary. And
Right.
I couldn't use the bathroom. I needed, you know, I looked behind the doors. I looked everywhere. I was not messing with it. But that's how you know they did their job for me as a kid to be that scared. So I remember that. And I'm really into horror movies. Let's
Mm-hmm.
just start there. Comedy, like, you know, Tyler Perry. Um, there ain't really many comedy movies I'm really into. You have to be really funny. But yeah, I was watching Friday the 13th. I remember that memory
Yeah.
like clear as day. Um,
You remember how
with
old
my
you were?
cousins. I would say 13, 14. I don't think I was in high school yet. But yeah, we went to the movies and yeah, I think 13, 14. And it was packed out. This is when the movies was packed. Like this when the theater was actually really fun to go to. That was the Friday night move, the only way you get out the house. So I just remember it and the adrenaline rush you got when the one black dude was trying to run away from Jason
Yeah.
and he couldn't do that. So and then he got killed. That was crazy. We were all like, "Oh, why the black guy? Why the black guy? Why the black guy always got to die?" You know, we were being dramatic with that. But other than that, yeah, I mean, I got a lot of movie memories. I watched a lot of movies. There's a lot of good memories, though. I'll say that.
Right. Yeah. No, I get it. Like, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, you good.
But yeah, nah, like that's like, yeah, movies just give me so many amazing memories and like horror in particular is like one of those that just like really sticks with you. Like it's like especially as a kid, like you just like remember maybe not the first time you got scared, but like you remember like times that you got like real scared. So like what was it? So
Yeah,
like
dead serious.
what is it about horror for you that really kind of like why horror? Like why is that your favorite genre of movie? Because other than the
There's
fact that
just
they're great. Like
well, okay, well, it's the graphics, and I feel like horror movies you know how like the Joker, correct? Like it explains why the villain's the villain. Like a lot of movies don't explain why the villain's the villain. They're just like that's the bad guy, he's the bad guy, that's it, that's all. But you realize with like horror films, it's more so a mental issue or what they went through at home or their surroundings, and you see why they're the villain, that they were taught that. Like, you know, it's more so
right.
psychological. So I like horror films more because I'm just more into detail, like why did they do that, why are they like that, because they always try to make it seem in other movies that people are just that way just to be that way, and I like to get more in depth with things, but that's just me, like I said. But yeah, I just love horror films, the graphics, the outfits. It's but the effort isn't the same anymore though, so that's the difference. A lot of things aren't as scary. I don't know if it's because I got older, but a lot of things just aren't as scary anymore. The direction is like very copied.
Right.
No one's original, and I think they're just, I don't know. Lately, they're making like 30 different movies for one topic. So the movie game kind of like iffy to me right now. Very iffy to me. I would say Spider-Man was great.
Spider-Man was a lot of fun. Yeah, Spider-Man was a lot of fun.
Yeah, the new Spider-Man was amazing. I'll say that.
Right. That was like that was like the first big. No, I lied. Or I was about to lie. I was gonna say that was the first like big movie I saw at the theater before or since COVID, like because I had been back, but I saw the last Fast and Furious too. I saw that in IMAX because I had to. I couldn't wait. But like,
How was that? I didn't see that.
it was fire. It was so much fun. Like I just they like they figured out the perfect like silly to serious ratio with the fifth one, and they were just like, all right, let's just make these fun, and like they don't take themselves like they take themselves seriously, but to the point where it's like funny. So I just enjoy it.
I was
for that.
nervous
like,
after Paul Walker. I was nervous when Paul Walker, RIP. I was nervous
Yeah.
with Paul Walker when he was out of the movie, how it would turn out and stuff, because that was one of my favorite characters for real. So I just didn't know. And Ludacris, his character, one of my favorites. But I didn't know how the movie would turn out. And they kept it going. But I think this should be the last one for real, to be honest.
I get it. There's about to be one more.
It's just like, how long y'all gonna, be older and keep fighting and get in the drama? I mean, are we teaching?
Right.
When are we gonna hang up the shoes and be like, look, they got all this money that then scammed everybody they possibly could down south or whatever. Now it's time to retire.
see, as long as they find more excuses to shoot fucking Ludacris and Tyrese into space, I'm gonna watch them. Like, I don't care. Like, because like there's like a whole scene where they're like it's in the trailers, but like it's them. They like drive a car through space. Like, really, really, really. I was kind of blown. Honestly, it was.
They're getting creative. So, I mean, I don't know. They kept up with what they're doing. Some movies they either fumble after the second or third movie. So like I said, the movie game in a weird place, man. Like Truly. They have really good movies where you're like, oh my God, that really was an amazing movie. The cast was amazing. And then you got those movies where it's just like, okay. All right, yeah, that was cool.
Right. Before we move on, what was kind of coming up, especially since you're a horror person and you're really into nuance, like you were saying, because that's something that I think is missing in a lot of movies. Like it's like nuance is one thing I love about like a really good horror movie, especially when it comes to villains. So like, was there a movie coming up that kind of made you was there a specific movie that kind of made you hone in on that and like really appreciate film as like something other than just like a piece of entertainment, like not even in the sense that it's like artful or anything, but just like something that made you think about the whole shit different, like noticing the nuance, like you said?
I would say the Joker. And I'm really into like, I don't know, I'm really into like action movies and stuff, but the Dark Knight and the Joker, I would say, are the two when it came to like mental health and just seeing the deeper problem. I would say those two movies are phenomenal on that topic because, Joker always let Batman know no matter what you do, you're always going to be the villain in their eyes. And that's low key a life lesson.
It is.
Which means you can't please everybody.
Right.
You can't please everybody. No matter what you do, you can't please everybody. So it was cool for him to like check him on that. And then it was also cool to like see on the Joker's view, like in that movie, why he's the way he is and why he feels that way. And people will call him mentally ill and say he's crazy, da-da-da-da-da. But homie had a point a lot of the time, especially with like the drug dealer scene when he burned all that money.
Right.
When he burned all that money and he said, all you guys care about is this paper.
Yeah.
So it's just like, that's a life lesson. I look at the life lessons. Did a movie teach me something while I watched it?
That's valid,
That's what I look at. That's a good movie. If it's also keeping you entertained and teaching you something at the same time.
Right. Nah, absolutely. Like that's like, to me, like to me, that's the best Joker that's ever been on a movie screen ever. Like
You
ever,
feel
ever,
me?
ever, ever, ever. Like he's just like that's like like Heath Ledger, rest in peace. He's the bar that everybody's gonna be trying to reach forever. Like like as unfair as
Well,
that could be, like
let's give him his stars because he
he
did
was
kill it in the
good.
Joker though.
Yeah,
He killed it in the Joker
yeah.
though.
I
But regardless, like that's what I mean as an example. Like you just for me, the movie has to teach me something
right.
in the same sense. So
No,
everybody has their
absolutely.
little quotes in movies, but they don't really like specify what they mean. They don't show you what they mean. Like I'm pretty sure you watch Avatar, right?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, you watched the anime version and you saw the movie with Zoe. What's her name? Zoe? Is it Zoe? I don't know her name, but the who played Colombiana.
Oh yeah, Zoe Saldana. Right. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So both avatars taught you about power and what power and what they try to do to seize it when they have power. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just like they will destroy the root of good just to say they have the power. Like, you know what I'm saying? That tree, right? Same thing with the Fire Nation, with the Avatar. They will destroy the root of evil just to say they did it. And what would that gain you in the end? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that, stuff like that teaches you, makes you look at life different. Right. It's not just a movie. It's a lesson, and it's a good one, and it's a good watch. At the same sense, I feel like that's the perfect way to get people's attention.
See, I appreciate you saying that because you found a really nice kernel of truth in. I'm not a big fan of that Avatar movie, but that's like, but it doesn't matter because that's so crucial. And like, regardless of whether or not you like that movie, that's in there. And like, that's like, that just speaks to the power of what like film can do and just like help you understand shit. Like you never know where it's going to come from. And like, so thank you for that. Thank you for that. Having me think about a movie that I'm just really not a fan of in that way, like.
Yeah, you just gotta look at it different. I understand why that wouldn't be one of your favorites. I totally get that. There's a lot about it. I feel it, but I realized that watching that movie that's what they're trying to show, and they show that in a lot of movies, that you can't control everything. You can't. Right. We want to, but we can't. We can't control everything. Some things are out of our hands. Some things are bigger than us. Some things have deeper meanings. Should we tamper with it? Should we play with it? Should we underestimate it? No.
Right. Absolutely not. Right. Yeah, nah. Just like those little kernels of truth are always so important. And let's flip it over real quick. Like, did you ever have that type of what's your relation? Like, is your relationship with music kind of similar to movies in that way? Like, do you kind of look for music to do that sort of thing, or is it just like, do you just listen to shit because it sounds good and kind of flows?
No, I'll tell you the number one song that makes me really feel good, no matter what year, day, or it's Mos Def, Omi.
Omi says, yeah, beautiful.
That song just hits my soul because life is not promised for you and me, so I love that song. I love that song. And I love the whole album. And I love Kanye's, I love Kanye's College Dropout, but I'm really a fan of the graduation, because graduation, I feel like I can see that. He don't even have to drop a music video for it, and I could see it. If I could see what you mean while I'm listening to it, yes, like I'm all for it. I'm all for it, and I look for that in music. Like, how do you make me feel at the time? Am I creating a memory just by listening to this? It's just before I used to just listen to music, and then when I got serious with music, I started really tuning into more of the lyrics and trying to basically study how they did it and how what they were saying and how they stayed true to themselves. And that's what taught me as an artist, like, all right, I'm going to make it work me in my own way and very lyrical and be proud. And if it's not the trend right now, it might be later and it'll get discovered. And, you know, people sleep on things. Who cares?
Right.
And I can honestly say I'm proud that I did that because of the positions I've been in since the album dropped. So I would like music. I just love listening to music now. I'm always like listening to what they're saying. I'm very lyrically more in tuned than I was before. So yeah, there's just so many albums like Outkast, all that, like so many albums I listen to now. And I just be like, I really, really deeply, greatly appreciate it even more. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, and like, and there you just said a mouthful. But I wanted to hit on I wanted to hit on the bit about being able to like visualize graduation, because like I remember when I first saw the Good Life video, like when it came out, and like I had kind of imagined that it would look something like that. Like, have you ever had that happen before, where you like hear a song and then see the video and you're like, oh, that's perfect. Like, it's exactly what I thought it was gonna be. Like, so like,
Can't Tell Me Nothing is my song.
That
Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
Wonder. I mean, Good Morning. I mean, I could go on and on and on about it, but Kanye, I think that's the one album that impacted me the most to want to do music, was the Graduation, because I felt every word, and everything he was going through in that song, I felt like I was going through in that song. And it's just, and Kanye has a way of doing that to make you feel like you're going through what he's going through. But at the time, he just mastered it so damn well. And I appreciate him as an artist, as a fan, as everything. And Mos Def and Talib Kweli and all of them, Common with Finding Forever. Finding Forever is like my sweetest gem, for real. Like top 5 favorite albums.
Underappreciated.
You know, I just love that album. So certain albums just hit me like to my soul, you know. And the Fugees, The Score, that's my stuff right there. You feel me, homie? Like, I love that. So yeah, I have a lot of memory. My mom was a big hip hop head, but now she strictly listens to African music from home, which is fair. And then because she said the new music she doesn't feel. And then, and then, because she used to bump 50 Cent, Get Rich, Die Trying, the Fugees, The Game, the documentary. My mom used to bump Far Side. She bumped everybody, and got me hip. My dad, the Ghetto Boys. Who else he bumped? Too Short, Jeezy. Like, they both had their separate sounds. Because, you know, but I grew up to listening to some great music. Michael Jackson, Prince. So I appreciate my parents for bumping that. It used to get on my nerves when they played the same song over again. But now I'm just like, I'm happy you played that song over again because I'm hip.
Right. A, that's a whole music clinic. I love to hear that. And B, just because I'm curious, where's your family from?
My father is from Cleveland and my mom is from Congo.
Okay.
The DR of Congo. Yes, she's from Africa, straight from the motherland. Right. I love that about my mom, because a lot of African Americans are out here and they do not know the descent. And my mom my mom and my family in Congo, they have supported my music. They have supported my boxing, whatever I do, they support it. And same with my family in Cleveland. They support everything I do as well. They didn't support boxing because they didn't like me getting punched in the face, but I won. So I don't know what the problem was, but you know, but my mom, she loves that I'm in music. She loves I'm staying out of trouble and doing what I'm doing. So.
Wow. That's so beautiful. I also had no idea you were a boxer. You do it all, Nell. Like, you're crazy with it. That's so wild. Like,
yeah, right. Yeah.
Wow. So, like you said, your father, I'm sorry, your father's from Cleveland, and of course, you're an Ohio
Mm-hmm.
representative, on top of having family from the Congo, and being a first generation immigrant, which is always, like that's a very unique experience that I don't share, but it's a very unique experience nonetheless. And coming from Ohio, and like growing up with like the Mos Defs and the Kanyes and like Common's Finding Forever, and like also coming up like around the time like Cudi is starting to blow up, and like Bone Thugs is from Ohio, Trippie Redd's from Ohio, Bow Wow, like y'all have I feel like Ohio is a very under appreciated rap city. I feel like people don't think about Ohio as like a place for hip hop, which is really strange to me considering like all those names. Um, and I'm just curious, like, where do you feel you kind of fit within Ohio's rap legacy?
I'm creating my own. I'm
There you
from
go.
I'm from Ravenna, Ohio, a small town that's underestimated. People don't think anything goes on out there. People don't think people go through anything out there because it's not a huge city. But that's because no one's ever took the initiative to make a name out there, because everybody goes through a lot of things. They expect you to they expect you to overdose or go to jail. That's what they expected. And RIP to the ones that are that did overdose. We had a lot of overdoses, a lot of talent die from drugs in my area, and it sucks. It sucks really bad because they were really talented people. But I decided, instead of being one of those, I learned from their lessons, and I'm trying to bring light to that. You could do more if you just put your mind to it. And a lot of those kids out there, they just think it's about sports because that's what they force on you, and that's what
Right.
they make you think is the right way, but it's not. So right now, I'm just, I'm building my own legacy with Chanelle Kazadi. I don't stick with any city, no major city, no Cleveland, no Columbus, none of that. I'm just myself. I represent Congo. I really don't represent America at all. So,
So
I'm, like I said, I'm building my own legacy, period, point blank. I don't want to fit in nowhere, be strict to one. I'm from Ohio and that's it. Like, that's all.
right. See, that's beautiful. And you're like having something to call your own, like Harvest Hooligang, is like really incredible. So like talk to me. So yeah, like talk to me about like where the idea for Hooligang came from, and like to because like of course like that's the name of your 2019 project too. But like what inspired you to kind of take it a step further and make it like a lifestyle and like a brand that's like, the Kazadi thing, you know?
Well, harvest comes from, my birthday is November 7th, so that's harvesting season.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I grew up on Harvest Drive. And me and my mom, my two twin brothers, we grew up. It always was the four of us. Grew up on Harvest Drive, and then that's the part of Harvest, so that's covered. And then Hooligang is because I used to get in a lot of trouble,
Yeah.
and I decided that I didn't, after just a life experience to where you wake up, I decided to not be a hooligan anymore and make it a gang and make it a family for anyone who feel out of place and feel like the black sheep of their situation and feel like that, they just can relate to my music. Anyone that, that's family, hooligan. So
Right.
I made it into something positive from a negative lifestyle. And it's literally crazy because I've always wanted to do that. And it was just good that I found something that I love and was able to flip it into my own personal thing. So when I'm at shows and I'll be like, when I say hoolie, y'all say gang, they shout it. And that's like a
Right.
family anthem right there. And it gets them turned, and then we start the show, and it's just a beautiful thing to see that people believe in your vision. And I've sold a lot of hoodies and shirts. Shout out to everyone who bought something. And I just been growing my brand ever since. And it's been well respected. It actually grew pretty fast. And the 3 years have been beautiful. Shout out to my boy AT. He is also a partner with me in it, but because he believed in the vision. And yeah, Harvest Hooligang, for real. That's the backstory on it. And I made Harvest Hooligan, just a little storytelling. of, what I've seen and my confidence level, and the heartbreaks, piano heartbreak, and, Warning was just the last but not least song to let, people know I was going to come crazy.
Right.
I was going to come crazy, but they didn't know exactly what I meant till I dropped To Make It Work. So yeah, I'm really proud of that project too. It's a mixtape, but it's an amazing project.
Yeah, like you just what like like one of the things I've really loved about just like sitting with your music over the course of the last like week or so is just like you have so much range. Like you just like and like and like and like not even in terms of like the production, because like Make It Work, Make It Work is like an appetizer play to like different rap styles, but like you just you just talk about so much different shit between heartbreak and like Family Matters, and just like and just like you can flex, you can be reflective. There's just like you just bounce between so many different things and you make that shit look effortless. Is that something
Thank you.
like nah, of course, like is that something that you're like consciously thinking about while you're making music, or is that just like does it just kind of come out that way, like like especially on a project like Make It Work, like yeah.
All my music is phases I was really going through at the time, like Alter Ego. That was me transitioning into music, going from not knowing who I was to who I am. That was the point of Alter Ego. Same thing with Harvest Hooligan. Harvest
Right.
Hooligan was because I had to get some, frustration off. I had to let, motherfuckers know y'all can't play with me. Like, you know
Yeah.
what? I'm making some rage music. I'm making some aggressive music, but someone's gonna appreciate this. I don't care. I was making this because that's how I felt at the time. I needed people to know about Harvest Hooligan. And then as shortly after, I had my clothing brand, Harvest Hooligang. So it was like follow-ups, and then Pay Stub. Pay Stub is about getting that money. You need that money in order to make your dream work. Period,
Yeah.
point blank. I need that pay stub in order to go to paradise. I need that pay stub in order to feel like Mike Jones. I need that pay stub in order to be paid in full, period. Like, I need that pay stub in order for, for a Maria, get the woman, the women, you know what I'm saying? You need all that. At the end of the day, that's what you need. Money is the
Yeah.
root of all evil. It is what it is. But that was with Pay Stub. I was at a point, I was going from Cali to Florida, and I was seeing all this beautiful palm trees and fancy cars, and I'm around all these people that, are successful industry artists, and they're telling me, and they're just like, yo, keep working. They're just like, keep working. You definitely got it. Keep working. And then that's what I made Pay Stub. And then after Pay Stub, I made Make It Work. And at the time of Make It Work, I was learning to be more vulnerable in my music.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing I was struggling with, was letting people get to know me. I was like, if you're not my friend, you don't need to know me. That was very
Right.
guarded, because people really do use the things that they see around you against you. So I was
Yeah.
at a guarded place at the time, and I had gotten in trouble again, and I didn't think I was going to be able to do music after dealing with this. And I made Message in a Bottle and all that. And after the court date was over with, and they decided I was not guilty, I was like, that was God right there, telling me like, all right, fool, stay out of trouble. This is the last time, and focus on your music. This is, I felt like he was giving me that chance to really focus on my music. And then, I dropped my album, and I swear, I'm so happy I made that album. That's all I can say. I'm just so happy I made that album. It was about time. I'm happy I was able to be vulnerable. That actually taught me to be more vulnerable. So now I can't wait for the next album. But I'm just like, I didn't know how many people felt the way I did until I said it.
Right.
And when I, like superheroes, a lot of people have came up to me and said, I had a horrible day. And I listened to Superheroes and I felt better. Or I listened to Make It Work and I felt better. Or I felt I wasn't in my creative space. I wasn't feeling good. And I listened to Make It Work and now I'm creating a beat. Like, I've literally gotten messages like that. And I'm just like, wow, like what I was going through helped you out. And that's just it's crazy. It's crazy the effect that an artist can have on people. That's the thing. Like, people have always been supportive of my music, but Make It Work really showed me who truly loved my music. And so many people were just waiting on it. And I'm just like, I can't wait to just elevate as an artist to the next level. Because if you hear any of my projects, I don't repeat sounds.
No,
I don't repeat sounds. I do not repeat sounds. So my next sound is going to be top tier. I'm like ready for it. Once it all comes out, I'm ready.
Right. Yeah. It's like, you know, like to your point earlier, it's so easy to get stuck in your own head when it comes to like the way you feel, and you can really feel like you're the only person on planet Earth who feels that specific way. So to kind of see you kind of come into your own musically and like be able to be more vulnerable on record is incredible. Just because I'm curious, since we're talking about it, like, do you also feel like that just kind of helped you be more vulnerable, like in real life, like with like your relationships and just kind of like in general, or like, or like, was that not was that not really an issue? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was an issue. Like I said, I was learning and I'm still learning, but I had it made me also see how other people felt, because I was just like, I was a Harvest Hooligan for real. I did not care about what anybody had to say, because I always felt like it was against me and all that stuff. But you know, my friends, and shout out to them, they're like family for real. They just taught me to be more caring and not so defensive and not so aggressive, because of just what I went through as a kid. I used to get picked on a lot for my hair, how I talked, how I looked. People always tried to make me feel bad about myself. So when someone would go against me, I used to get so defensive. But now I'm at the point in life where I'm just like, if it doesn't serve me, you won't get a reaction. And 9 times 10, you probably never will get a reaction. And 2, I just will walk away from you at that point, because I know who I am. I know who I am now. And that was the beauty of it all. And my friends, you know, taught me to love myself in a way, especially with them. And, you know, and they helped me understand that their love wasn't to be against me. It was just like, look, this is what you need to be better. And I know you want this for yourself, but don't be an asshole. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and, you know, and I gotten closer with all of them. And they just, I don't know. It's a good feeling to hear from your own friends that have been around you for years that this is the happiest I've ever seen you. Yeah. And that's, you know, that's just the beauty of it all. Like all of that. Music did all that. Music just broke barriers I needed to break personally. All the walls I needed to break personally. So I'm still myself, but it's just good to be my new self, the more upgraded self, the more I feel like I'm a better Chanelle than I've ever been. So besides when I was a kid, but I feel like I'm just the best version of Chanelle right now. And it's only going to go up from here because I'm doing something I truly love and I know who I am now. So yeah, it's beautiful.
Right. So, you know, like that's like, congratulations. Cause like, that's really no small achievement, like, especially to just kind of like come into your own personally in that way. And especially to do it with a project like this, that's as sharp and just like really just like, this is just like really sitting down.
I got the pickiest people on this. I got the pickiest team. I said, tell me if this is trash. I can handle it. Like, I don't want to drop anything okay or that's all right, you know.
Right. Yeah, none of that.
You know, I ain't want nothing to, you know, I said this project has to be undeniably no skips. I don't care. I said no skips. I refuse. And then this is my first album. I refuse to go out like that. I'm not doing any skips. No. Anybody else can do that with their album. I won't. I won't. I don't care how. I don't even care if I'm 5 years in the game. No, I'm not doing it. Like, I want to make sure my albums are no skips. That's my goal.
Right. And, you know, like you really, you know, like in my opinion, like No Gas, you really did that. You really did that to make it work. And like,
Thank you.
and 2 Cents kind of blew up, and you've been touring a bunch lately. You just played SOBs not too long ago in over
Yeah.
here in New York, like, which is like, that's like, only people who are really on their way up touch that stage. So like that's really, like, that's incredible. So like, like, especially after the on the SOB show, and like the reaction to Make It Work still going the way it has, even though the project's been out for a grip at this point. Like, how does it feel to have been working at this for as long as you have, like at least 5 years and change, probably more, to be honest, like, and finally be receiving some small flowers, and some like, and just, or not even small flowers, but just like an elevated level of appreciation for the stuff that you've been doing? How does it feel to be there?
It's a big smile, but I have a long way to go. Like, it's an amazing feeling for the small recognition to finally be going on. But that just lets me know I got more steps to take. Now I'm like at that point that I worked so hard to get to. I got to work harder to get at a bigger point and just level up from that and be a bigger artist and, hit bigger platforms and just a lot of stuff. Like, I have a lot of goals that keep me up at night, and I think about it all the time. And I love being in New York because I talk to the different artists and I see what they go through and what they had to do to get on the stage, and how their rent is $800 and out here it's different because it's like 500, 600. But it's just like you hear their grind and stuff, and you're just like, okay, and you just can't wait for your turn. But yeah, I'm very happy. Like I said, I'm very happy with the recognition I'm getting, but I'm a hungry person. It's not enough. It's not filling up my belly. So,
Right.
I gotta keep eating. I gotta keep going, keep charging at it, keep working. I have a lot of work to do, I'm just happy I know that I can make an amazing project. And like I said, my next one it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I'm gonna make sure of it. So learning and living, that's all I could do.
Nah, like that's really it. And just like, this better than most, considering all the different things that you do. Like, really, you need to have that certain level of motivation. Like, especially like it can just be so exhausting to just have to be like, to just like cycle through all these, not even all the different people that you are, but just like all the different things that you do as the one person that you are,
Yeah.
and like I've been watching like I've been seeing people on rap Twitter have this conversation a lot over the course of the last couple of days, just in regards to like what it means to be a superstar in 2022, and like what it means to be like a quote unquote household name, and like, like all these arbitrary like measures of success, and like, so like, I guess one of my last two questions for you is like, as an independent artist, and like someone who has, like not only releases their own music but has their own brand and has at least two different side hustles, like I'm talking to you
Mm-hmm.
from one of your jobs right now, which is still really crazy. Like, like like where do you see yourself in, like, I guess, like, what does it mean to you to be a rap superstar? Like, does it mean being like the most visible person on the planet? Does it mean being true to yourself? Does it mean like, just like, what does that mean to you, especially as somebody who really pushes this shit for themselves?
I would definitely say be true to yourself. I would say self-motivation, self-love. Um, you know, I've been told that I'm I'm known for basically making someone want to go get some money.
Right.
And I said, ain't nothing wrong with that. I love that. You feel me? So I was like, that's how I am though. That's my mentality. I'm like, I gotta get this money. I gotta get this money. Like, I gotta grind. I ain't doing enough. I'm just a hungry, like I told you, I'm a hungry person. Like, if there's more I need to be doing, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna figure it out. Like, period, point blank. I'm never gonna be like, this is enough. No, I'm about that grind. I'm about that grind. And that's just how I am. Like, I just feel like you have to be true to yourself. I people will rap some wise stuff and you have a conversation with them and they have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
Mm-mm.
They will preach Black King, Queen, da-da-da-da-da, and then go to Popeyes. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, but we giving the white man money. So what I'm saying is, like, you got to watch what you're saying and then what you're representing.
Right.
In the same sense, because it's just, we just got to be careful like that. We got to be careful because that's the whitewash mentality. If we're moving like that. So I'm just saying, like, and even, you know, y'all watched the Kanye documentary. He was true to himself. Everything he said is, you know, so just like watch what you're representing in your music and then watch what you're representing in real life. Because a lot of people like myself, we just will be like, all right, they just be talking.
Right.
And then for me personally, I won't be a fan if I know you're not like nothing you rap about.
Right. You know,
that's just me. Now it's one thing to like have fun and play with it. We all do that as artists.
right.
But
Absolutely.
to not at all feel what you're saying, don't feel it, don't live it. Yeah. That's a little, you know, that's okay. You know, that's a little okay. But yeah, with me, I'm just, you just gotta live what you saying, bruh. That's the only way I'm gonna feel it. That's the only way I'm gonna feel it. With Rockefeller, when they first was upcoming, like you felt every word they was rapping. With Griselda, you feel every word they rapping.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You feel that. Right. So I don't know, man. You just got to be true to yourself. That's my final answer, though. You got to be true to yourself.
Absolutely.
Got to be.
And you know, yes, you got to be true to yourself. And like, it's so easy. It's so easy to tell. It's so easy to tell when people just like aren't and are just like putting on a front. And like, if the front is cool and people are with it, that's one thing. But like, I'm kind of with you in the sense that like, if I can tell that somebody's really not about what they're talking about, it like really makes it harder to like connect with the music, you know? Like it's like not everybody needs to live every single word of everything they say, but like it's like you can just tell when it's like 80-20 on the real to fake versus like 70-30 on the fake to real, if that makes sense, you know? Like
Facts.
and that's
Facts.
like
and I'm big on that. I just appreciate it more when you're true to yourself, because you don't hear people bumping 6ix9ine for a reason. Right. Like, you feel me? He wasn't true. He wasn't really doing that. Like, you know what I'm saying? No real person who loves music was listening to that man. I'm sorry, but no one. So my point is just like, you can't, you know, you have a conversation with a lot of these rappers and they don't know what you're talking about, or they're shocked that you know that and they don't know that. And it's just like, okay, well, but you know, I thought you knew that, you know, based on your lyrics and stuff. So I don't know who I'm talking to right now. And it's kind of like, damn, like, I'm looking forward to this combo no more. Cause I thought we were about to have something deep, but
right.
And it's just a lot of people, like, I'm pretty sure you run into that a lot, especially, but a lot of people are just, you try to have an intellectual conversation with them because of what you thought you knew, and it don't go like that. Mainly you're the one talking, or they're just like, like they're just not engaging, or they're just not for the people. Right. It's a lot. It's a lot you observe. It's a lot you observe. But
it's jarring for sure. Yeah, I can say that.
Yeah, you know, it's very jarring. Even for them, like, it's like, damn, bro, you didn't think nobody was gonna ask you, you know? So yeah, you laughing, but I'm serious.
No. Yeah. I know. Like I'm no. I'm laughing because you're serious and like because I get it. You know, like I've definitely
you get it.
Been in
Thank you.
I get it.
You get it. You know, I know you get it. It's just, you know, having a real conversation with some people, and it don't even gotta always be rappers, but I'm just saying with some people who preach and and you have a conversation, they don't know what the hell they talk about. So, and then they just be a buzzkill, like, all right, bruh. Well,
but you know, like at the end of the day, like that's why like I feel like that's why I feel like that's why so many people connect with you, and especially with a project like Make It Work, like really like all your music in general, but like especially Make It Work, because like you are true to yourself, and we just like we get this from you, and that's so valuable. Like it's so valuable to just like be yourself, and just like
it is. And I'm so happy people appreciate Make It Work and understand that is me. That's 100% me. What I go through, what I deal with, all that's me. Even the past albums, you know, they might have not been realistic, but but they definitely were me though. It's the things I've seen or the stories I've heard or what I've been through. That's what I rap about. I can't rap someone else's life. That's number one thing I can tell you I can't do. I can't rap someone else's life unless like I was around them and, you know, they told me their stories, but I just can't, I can't just rap anything is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
It gotta be something I enjoy and I'm proud of. So.
Nah, absolutely. And to bring this whole thing home, because I meant to ask you this like way back in the beginning when I was talking more movie shit. You mentioned the Kanye doc, which I've seen bits and pieces of and is really eye-opening for a lot of reasons. Good and bad and very, very sad considering where he's gone. But you know, like
R.I.P. Donda.
For real. So like for you kind of like coming up with this understanding and this knowledge of music and film, especially when it comes to like the nuances of horror and just like feeling that connection to the Mos Def songs and the Kanye West songs that you did and like all the songs that you did, like was there ever a period of time where you looked at rap and film and saw them as like two things that kind of complemented each other, in the sense that like they like, you know, like it could even be something as simple as like you heard like a song in a movie that made the movie or the song mean something. Like it doesn't have to be exactly that, but just like has there ever been a moment where you consciously linked film and music together in your head as two things that complement each other?
I can say yes. You know what, lately I can say lately Netflix movies, they had some great soundtracks. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I love the intensity build up, especially with, and this ain't a Netflix movie, but like Euphoria. Just the I'm just saying, bro, like sometimes the build up is very interesting. I like Euphoria a lot. I do. It's very addicting. I think that's the point. But but yeah, I love it. I just like build-ups. You know, that intense build-up, like if they're looking for something or they realize something in a movie and then they play that certain soundtrack, whether it's orchestra or it's some indie rock or just something. It's just that beautiful moment in movies. I love that. Like, I really love that, where you're just like, you see the character and you're enjoying seeing them happy or sad or intense or something, but it's just, it makes that scene more watchable. I've had that a lot, especially with Netflix movies, like I said, and shows. But I'm always hitting the Shazam on something and be like, this is who that is? Oh, this is fire. Like
do you remember the last time you did that? Because like that's like a really like it's so crazy to think that maybe like 10-15 years ago, like we didn't have that option. Like you either knew or somebody knew, and that's it. Like now, like not
or
like,
you
I
went
do
to go
that
buy
shit
the
all the
CD
time
at Walmart.
Right, exactly. Yeah, or Target or some shit. Like, like because I find myself so often hitting Shazam on songs I don't know. Like I watch like you're talking about Netflix. I like have you ever watched Sex Education before? The on the British, Sex Education's incredible, and like just like the needle drops they do on there, and like how those fit in with the moments, like in particular, like
saying.
In particular, like, when they go to Africa,
like,
and
Stranger Things,
and Stranger Things.
Like, I can't wait for that. They're probably grown as hell now, but I can't wait for Stranger Things. Like, it's the soundtracks and stuff. Like, when you got a great soundtrack with an amazing show or series, whatever, in a movie, it's just, I don't know, it like with Fall, what is it? Harder We Fall, or Harder,
right? Yeah,
Harder They Fall.
Harder They Fall.
With
The Western,
Idris.
right?
Yeah, like that movie. That movie is amazing. That movie is amazing. Like
Yeah, shit was
they did
hard.
their
I liked
thing,
it.
but the whole soundtrack, bro. They got Lauryn Hill, they got Coffee, they just got different stuff, and they put a lot of like Caribbean mixed with old Western on there. So I love that. I just love that for us. I just loved it for us.
Yeah,
So
nah, me too. Yeah. So like me watching that movie, I was like I really like caught me off guard. I was like, I was like, why am I hearing so much reggae right now? And then I was like, is that Coffee? Like, like I love the contrast between like I'm big on like anachronism in that sense, just like like putting stuff that you might not expect to go together, and like The Harder They Fall is a great example of that. It really it really amplified everything about that movie. And also just shout out to Coffee because she's fucking amazing.
She's amazing. She's goals. Yeah. Like the girl Rock Nation was smart for snatching her up. Smart, Jay-Z, smart. You smart. You heard it here first. You smart.
You loyal. Nah.
You
the fucking Cali.
Hey, dead ass though.
You already know. Well, I don't got no more questions for you. I know you gotta go. You gotta get back to work. But Chanelle, thank you so much for like, even like, once again, like I gotta stress, like I had no idea you were calling me from work. So the fact that you even took like almost an hour.
That's the number one thing I told you, in 2 cents, every day is fuck this job, close to clocking out of this bitch, full-time schedule don't mean shit, white man only wants to get rich. I'm telling you, man, like I really live that shit. Like I really feel that way, y'all. So please go stream the album, make it work on all platforms. And again, my name is Chanelle Kazadi. Thank you so much. And this is Real Notes. You heard?
Man, bless you. Like I appreciate you blessing this area, and just like I've been a fan for a little while, and just to like just that you would even come on, and especially considering that I fucked up your name. Just like thank you for taking the time.
Hey, you took ownership. It's all about accountability with me, bro.
Yeah, no, that's yeah, no, accountability is important to me. I just like I really like you, so I wanted to roll out the red carpet, right? Or at least try.
No, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that, and I love talking to you this past hour for real, and I appreciate you for having me for real and taking the time and seeing where I'm at. So just let me know, and we'll definitely stay connected and keep growing together and just keep doing our thing, man. For real.
Let's go. Thanks for listening. Shout out to y'all for making it this far. And shout out to all the Black people listening too, because y'all really impeccable. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell a friend to come through next time. 1.